From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBICD Primetime Capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope you are feeling the same. And yes, it is time for the premier sports betting show. Man, I'm telling you guys, it's this NBA thing is getting a little crazy. But hopefully we can go ahead and pretty much get everything in place today with the Lakers and everything like that. But I think that we are on to a very good playoff right now. I think that the playoffs are something that's very good for, is very good for all of us. I'm trying to do two things at once, but I think the playoffs are right on point where they need to be at. We got two teams that tied up their series last night, and then we have a team that extended their series lead to 2-0 as well too. So, you got all these great things working out for you, and I think that when we all look at the gist of this situation, I think that we can tell ourselves that we do have a very intriguing playoff, especially on the west side of things. So, when you have KD playing the way that KD's playing, you know that there's going to be a lot of things that get you excited about the Suns and everything like that. And once again, that series with the Clippers is nowhere near an end. That's a 7-game series for sure. The Cavs and Knicks look like it's possibly going to be a 7-game series, but I feel like this series is tilted towards somewhat of an advantage for the Knicks because I know the Knicks are going to actually play very well when they get to the Garden because they have no choice but to play well when they get to the Garden. You know what I mean? Because the Knicks are absolutely an establishment in New York City, and they know that they got to step it up. They can't, no messing around. You know what I mean? No messing around at all, New York. So you have that in your feather in your cap. So last night we had ourselves and thank you for the compliments on the hat as well too. I remember I bought this right before a Laker game when I was actually years ago, like about 2018, 2019. I was still living in Vegas at the time. I had just got back to town that day as well too, and somebody would have got me a hat. I was like, I need a Laker hat. And they went and got me a Laker hat. And, I like it as well, too. So, the Celtics, though, yesterday, the Celtics showed me that they probably are the most impressive team in the playoff picture right now because this team actually literally played up to, their hype. They played well, too. That's one thing that I will give them. They were able to really find points in that game to where they just cut everything off, because the Atlanta had runs in that game. They had a great run in the fourth quarter. They also had a great run, and they also started off the game very well too. At one point, they were within about 7 points, and they wound up then struggling some more. And what wound up happening is that pretty much they lose by 13 points. And I think that, the Hawks know that they had to get a split to even think they have an opportunity in this series. Yes, DeJounte Murray and Trae Young had a good night last night, but it just wasn't enough because Tatum had his 29, and instead of it being about Jaylen Brown, who had 18, you got a good effort from Derek White, who got 26 last night. Smart chipped in his 14. Brogdon got his 13. So, there's a lot of good things working in their favor moving forward. And let's just keep it real. And as I said before, they do have a legit 7 here that are just kill us. Let's just go ahead and keep it real. You know what I mean? So we Boston's dangerous. That's all I can say is that Boston's super dangerous, and people have to be ready for Boston as we move forward in these playoffs. And pretty much and thank you for the update as well too, because I've been putting together the show. I did not know that Max Scherzer was actually tossed from the game right now. The Dodgers are trailing right now 2-1, but we're going to talk a little bit more about the Dodgers when we get to that point of the show, and that's going to come up after the break as well too. But the Dodgers are down 2-1 right now. They just gave up a home run there in the top of the fifth inning to Brandon Nimmo, who went ahead and hit himself a 2-run shot there. So pretty much that's where we're at right there. That's just a quick update on the Dodgers. Now, when you look at the Cavs game, you know that the Cavs were pretty much given a game where they knew that they had to give out max effort, and that's exactly what they did. And I truly do feel like after the first half, New York kind of threw up the peripheral white flag in a sense and said to themselves that, you know what, we only got 39 points here at the half. We're getting absolutely cooked right now, because when you look at it, they had 39 points at the half, while you had the Cavs actually have almost 60 points at the half. They were at 59. So, they were already scorching these guys, so they're up 20 at the half. That was really just a barometer showing you that, pretty much we're good. We got the split that we needed to get. They had a pretty good second half, though. They did outscore the Cavs in the second half, 51-48. But still, at the end of the day, we all need to understand that when you do something like what they just did, the Knicks in the second half, that momentum does carry into the next game. I don't know if the Cavs are going to be that prepared for what's the storm that's going to hit them when they get to New York. But if they are able to get through the actual storm of game 3, I think that they should be in good shape. They have to take game 3 to really win this series, in my opinion, because winner of game 3 usually wins the series. That's everybody knows that. But I think in this one right here, this one is a key game 3 for the Cavs. I think if the Knicks can wind up losing this game, they'll have some issues. But I truly do think that the Cavs, for their confidence, they really do need to win this game. I think the Knicks know that they're the underdog here, and the Cavs are supposed to win the series, right? Because when you look at the Cavs, their season, they've done so well. So pretty much, I think that all in all, this should be something that's very keen in a sense as well too. And I see I got a question right now about the Draymond Green situation and everything like that. You know what? I had the feeling that he was going to get suspended because, dude, you stomped somebody you almost broke that dude's ribs. You stomped him on his rib. Him grabbing your ankle wasn't anything malicious or on purpose. I think that he was grabbing your ankle because he was trying to figure out how he was going to get up, and his ankle was right there. So Draymond going the extra mile to go ahead and stomp his chest and stomp his rib in and try to break his rib, that was a bit extra. Now, does he need to get suspended? Hell yeah. What? What are you talking about? Like, seriously, this is like a 3-4 game suspension. They only gave him 1 game. And I think that Draymond knows that he's a guy that is a public enemy number 1. It's that simple. You can't do certain things in a game, Draymond. You've kicked people in the testicles. You've punched people in the testicles. You've punched guys in the face during the game. You've done a lot of dirty stuff. You did like 3 dirty plays in game 1. Can we just keep it real that Draymond Green is getting absolutely shredded by Sabonis and he doesn't like it? Yeah. He's getting shredded by the white guy. Yeah, he's getting shredded bad too. And he doesn't like it because he can't stop Sabonis physically. So he has to do something to get him out of the game. I hate to say it, the Kings are underneath the Warriors' skin. I've never seen the Warriors this confused looking. They look like deers in the headlight, to be honest with you. They look like the old Warriors from 2006 and 2007, the try-hard gang. Seriously. And the Kings look like how the Warriors used to be looking when they used to upset everybody in the first round. But they do have kind of the look that the Warriors had in 2014 before they became the Dynasty Warriors. They're figuring out how to win. They're figuring out how to do, certain things on the court. And I think at the end of the day, with Mike Brown, this team is going to be a force to reckon with for the next few years. And I think the Warriors get that right now. They totally do. And at the end of the day, this is, like I said, from day one when the playoffs pairings were set, this will be the best. This will be the series that will be somewhat of a changing of the guard. I picked the Kings off top plus 220. Because I just know that team, when you look at rosters and you look at the way it's set up, this is a headache for Steph Curry going against De'Aaron Fox. This is a headache for Klay Thompson going against Malik Monk. This is a headache for the whole front court going against Sabonis. And they got Trey Lyles, who's another really good player. You got Warder, who can shoot the lights out as well, too. They got so many things that working in their favor at the end of the day. So, the Kings doing what they're doing, I'm not surprised by it, but they did get the help that they needed with Draymond getting put out the game. Let's just keep it real. All right. So pretty much with that, I know people are quick to come to Draymond's defense because Draymond's a popular guy. He talks a lot. He's very well opinionated and things like that, but you're not above the league, bro. Sorry, you're not Rodman, dog. You're not Oakley. You're not Barkley. You're not any of these guys that you think you are. You're just a guy in the league that lines up. You're a very impactful player for the team that you play with. If this guy would have started his career with anybody else but the Warriors, we would have stopped hearing about Draymond Green 10 years ago. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. The Warriors needed him and he needed the Warriors. But if he would have been doing something like this on those trash Laker teams, nah, he wouldn't be in the league anymore. He'd be somewhere in Michigan, selling insurance or assistant coaching the Michigan State Spartans. Let's keep it real. Yeah, he's a great talker. He's a guy that can get up under your skin. He does all the effort plays. Yes, an effort player. But at the end of the day, there's so many guys that can do that same thing. What makes him so special? It made him special because he was with a group of wimps. Yeah, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes were all wimps before Draymond got there and got in their chest and made them better players. But that's because he made them more accountable. That's great leadership in a sense. But at the end of the day, you can't overblow your role. You can't make yourself be bigger than what you really are. And I know that he's their team leader and all that good stuff, but he didn't do a good job leading right there because he literally lost his team the game by not being able to control his emotions. He easily could have stepped over the guy, or he easily could have just fell over again, and then he could have had a serious gripe. But he has no gripe. He stomped the guy's rib. He could have broke his rib. Come on now, man. Draymond's not paying y'all bills. Get over it. Seriously, y'all over here in your feelings about this shit. And there's no point of being in your feelings about it because the play was illegal. You can't do that in the NBA. Sorry, dog. Sorry, it's not sorry that you're having a temper tantrum right now and you feel like somebody's doing something extra to you. Yeah, he grabbed your ankle. So what? He wasn't going to twist your ankle. He was just about to let his hand go. So, that's a piss poor excuse, and I don't care what anybody has to say. You know what I mean? I know it's going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't care. We're not going to sit here and cry for Draymond Green. No, we're not. Draymond Green, you're just fortunate that you have 4 rings, and you're fortunate that you're still an employee of the NBA. We all know if you didn't play on the Warriors, you wouldn't have lasted 2 years because the NBA you got to get on a certain team, got to be a certain fit. And that was the only team that guy fit on. Okay. It's that simple. All right. So, everybody just has to have something to complain about. Just let's keep it real. That's exactly where we're living at in today's world. It doesn't matter if you do something wrong. Everybody has to come to your defense because they're picking on you, right? Or they're making it a racial situation or something, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Seriously. It's a bunch of bullish. Period, point blank. It's that simple. You know what I mean? And hey, it's all good. You're gonna piss some people off because at the end of the day, people shouldn't be meat riding that hard anyway. Seriously. But I'm moving forward. Suns last night, great game for them. They even up their series as well too. That was absolutely tremendous for them. The Clippers kind of blew that one last night. They was up 10 points and then they got kind of comfortable and then they wound up losing that game. But Wednesday's playoff preview, we got 3 games tonight and we got the 1-8s and then we got the show. The Lakers, they had to put the Lakers on Wednesday night, you know what I mean? Because that's a prime time night for the NBA. So pretty much let's go ahead and jump into our first game. That's going to be the Heat and the Bucks. Everybody knows that the Heat got the biggest upset of the playoffs with their opening win over the Bucks at plus 370 from what I saw. So pretty much that was a good little number that they hit at the other day against the Bucks. But you know what though? You're only going to get that luxury once, in my opinion. Now you got Giannis back. Giannis probably won't be as effective today, but I think that Giannis's impact on the game and just being on the court will be enough for the Bucks to really go ahead and run away with this one. I don't really even have this game being close. Miami did what they were supposed to do. Miami won, got the split. And Miami may be one of the more dangerous 8 seeds for a team like the Bucks, who do have the best record in the NBA. But still, you need to factor in that the Heat did win the Southwest Division. Like, you're not going to take away the Southeast Division from the Heat just because they lost the playing game to the Hawks. They won the division. So pretty much, I just said, even if Giannis plays, cool. If he doesn't, cool. I don't think the Bucks will have any issue winning this game because the Heat don't have Tyler Hero, so they're down a shooter tonight. They won the game that they were supposed to win, and the Bucks have proven already that they can win without Giannis. So I think that this is totally fine. I know that the Heat will probably come in here and be more of a favorite, but from the way that the spread is working right now, from what I heard from another insider, that Giannis is really good to go. I know he's hurt. They're saying doubtful on the injury report right now, but that means absolutely nothing until we actually get to the 15, 20 minutes before tip off, and then they'll officially confirm if he's in or out. I think that we're going to get him in tonight. I know it says doubtful, but they don't need him to do much, but just to be out there to kind of do a quick Willis Reed for him real quick, just to have your presence out there. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out, but this should be a good game tonight. The Heat, I know you want me to say, hey, we could possibly get an upset here, but there is no upset here. I think that the Heat already surprised the Bucks on Saturday, on Sunday actually, and they're not going to surprise them today. The Bucks had an early start. It was a Sunday. Usually you start that 1-8 series on a Saturday, early first game of the day, and they didn't do that. They put the Bucks in absolute prime time with that group right there, because they had to have that Clippers game, they had to have that Lakers game, and then they had that Nuggets game. So they featured the stars on Sunday, and they featured all the really, fun and upbeat teams on Saturday. So I'm kind of seeing how they did the schedule this year in the NBA playoffs. So tonight, I like the Bucks to win this game by double digits, to be honest with you. I know it doesn't sound intriguing at the moment, knowing that Giannis is doubtful or a 50-50. But I think that this team got the memo on Sunday that you got to step it up. You go hard or go home. It doesn't matter who's here. It's all about who's here and who's on the court right now. And I think they'll go ahead and with their championship mentality, they can get over the hump with that first loss. They needed that motivation. I honestly do think that the Milwaukee Bucks needed that motivation. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. All right, we got our next game coming up, and that's going to be the nightcap, and that's going to be between the Wolves and the Nuggets. And the Wolves look to bounce back. The Wolves were absolutely dreadful on Saturday. I think tonight, though, we can go ahead and put it into place, and also confirming the Pittsburgh Los Angeles Rams deal has been made. Allen Robinson will be headed to Pittsburgh in exchange for a 7th-round pick. Also, the Rams will be sending a 7th-round pick to the Steelers, but the Steelers have went ahead and acquired Allen Robinson from the LA Rams. So that's just a quick, I know you guys already had the news on that one, but I just wanted to go ahead and confirm that deal is official. All right, so pretty much the Wolves come into this one, and I wouldn't say this is the Wolves' last-ditch effort at trying to even be a part of the series, because I'm going to keep it real with you. The Wolves are dangerous in this spot. I've said this about the whole West bracket. There is no top seed, there is no low seed here. Everybody's just in a pairing. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like if anybody has a chance at really shaking the apple cart tonight, it's the Wolves. The Wolves, I had them winning on Sunday. They wound up getting blown out. So today, I would say you can take them to win the game. Just try to see what you can get, because the Nuggets are really good, but the Nuggets do get complacent. And the Nuggets really played very well to win that game the other night. But I felt like the Wolves were a little tired from their Friday game, because they put in a lot of effort to beat OKC, who was right at their throat in that game, in my opinion. And I think that tonight it'll be a little different, because now you got the flow going. You kind of were just really stagnant. You were really flat going into that game. I think they got some motivation, because they had a nice little argument there at the end of the night as well too. So pretty much I feel like what happens here is it's going to be tough to take a side in reality. But if I'm going to lean towards anybody, I lean towards an upset with the Wolves tonight. But I feel like the +8 can be a very good option for you. But the bet here is going to be the scoreboard. I feel like the over 221 is going to be an absolute hitter for us tonight. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And that's going to be that for the Wolves and the Nuggets. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our next topic in hand. And you know, it's a topic that I love to discuss. And you see what's sitting on my head right now. And that's going to be the state of the Lakers. And the Lakers tonight have themselves a very, very good game. They truly do. The Lakers have themselves a tough game tonight as well. So the Lakers look to go ahead and really take control of this series tonight. I was just on Jeff's show talking a bit ago about the Lakers as well. And so what I see with the Lakers going into this game tonight is that the Lakers know that they've already won the road game that they needed to win. But the Lakers have a new confidence to them. The Lakers know that the quicker they get done with this series, the quicker they can get some rest. If anybody was really tired coming into the playoffs, it was the Lakers. The Lakers in their final 20 games, a lot of those games were really close. They were really like dog games where you had to really dog. You know what I mean? Like you really had to get through those games. Then they also went a month without LeBron as well too, okay? And LeBron coming back they had to get used to LeBron again, because they were actually playing with a good rhythm while LeBron was out. But then they had to get used to having LeBron back on the court with them. And so those games were really close as well too. So I felt like the Lakers played their most complete fourth quarter and their most complete game of the season on Sunday. The team finally really came together. But what happened in reality is that these two fellas that are sitting right here on our screen, they were the difference in the game. They supplied 52 points for the Lakers. These two. Rui led all scorers, and the second leading scorer was Reeves. You did not expect that going into Sunday morning that these two would lead the way for the Lakers' victory, and AD and LeBron would just be two luxuries for him. And that is dangerous for everybody in the league when you can have these two step it up to the point to where they help you get yourself a nice 16-point win. The Lakers went out on a 15-0 run. And literally the run was started by a 9-0 run by Reeves himself. So the Lakers are probably at the absolute best they've been at all season as a team. And that is not good for Memphis moving forward. But that doesn't mean Memphis is going to be a slouch tonight. Memphis still has their swag. They still have their confidence. And everybody knows the Grindhouse is one of the tougher places to win at in the NBA, period, point blank. Lakers winning 2 in a row at the Grindhouse means that the Lakers aren't going back to the Grindhouse for the rest of the season. Okay? And Memphis knows this. Memphis knows that their season is on the line tonight. It truly is. They need the confidence. And thank you very much for that update. Julio Rodriguez just hit a home run. The Mariners up 2-0. But back to what I was talking about. The Lakers tonight, they have to make sure that they play their game once again. They can't get lazy. They can't get complacent. If I was Darvin tonight, I'm telling the fellas that, look, I don't want to come back to Memphis, bro. I don't want to give this team any idea that they're in this series, okay? I want to send a message to the whole NBA. So we're going to play this one like it's game 7. Because when we get back to LA, we're going to act like we're down 0-2, okay? But tonight, I'm going to need you guys to step it up like this is game 7 or this is the season if we don't win this game. But don't put that much pressure on yourself. If you feel like, if you say the game gets a little out of hand, say midway through the third quarter, the Lakers can go ahead and pack it in and get ready for Saturday and next Tuesday in LA. All right. But other than that, tonight, the Lakers need to be game face on, straight up. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Game face is on tonight. The Lakers got to take care of their business because this is a confidence boost for this Laker team. They're the 7th seed. But as I said on Jeff's show, the way that they won after starting 2-10, you have to understand the Lakers finished up the year 41-29 after starting the year 2-10. I put the records together with the Nuggets, and they only finished a few games behind the Nuggets. Now, if the Lakers get off damn near to the same start as the Nuggets, the Lakers are the 2nd seed. And when you looked at where the Lakers were at, they would have been able to overtake Sacramento as well too. So the Lakers, in essence, if you get rid of the 2-10 start and you start from there, the Lakers are really your 3rd seed. Yeah. So the Lakers are much higher on the food chain than their seed gives them at this point. And this team is more of a 1-2 seeded team than a 7 seeded team or a 3 seed team. So pretty much the Grizzlies are a victim of the Lakers being in the toughest division in basketball. You got all 5 teams into the playoffs. So you're going to deal with all these teams. I think that it's going to be crazy when you see that you have 3 Pacific Division teams in the next round, which is going to be nuts. Seriously, it's going to be nuts. So, I feel like the Lakers will win the series. I always thought they could win the series, but I thought the Lakers take it in 6, to be honest with you. But the way that they played Sunday, if they can duplicate that effort again, it's lights out. It's just lights out. It's just, I don't think that they can recover from that. Let's just be honest, okay? So with that, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break. And when I get back, we're going to go ahead and jump into the Blue Crew Daily. We already got Dodgers down 2-1 as we speak. But we'll talk a little bit about the Dodgers game right now, and we'll talk about the Dodgers opening up their 7-game road trip as well too. Also, we'll go ahead and jump into the games for Thursday as well. So, I mean, for Wednesday as well. So, you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, and I'll be right back at you.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The Dodgers are in the midst of their game right now, and they are actually down 2-1 with a man on second base, 1 out as well too. It now I'm seeing why Scherzer got kicked out. He had some sticky stuff on the fingers, so that means that he's going to have himself a nice little suspension coming up as well too, because you can't play. If you got some sticky substance on your fingers, automatically it doesn't matter what you say or do, they're gonna suspend you. It kind of reminds me of old Kenny Rogers when he used to always get suspended for those little goofy things. Al Leiter, all those guys, they played like so many more. They played so many extra years on their career because they knew how to cheat the game, bro. Dude, like, how you still getting this 78-mile change up past people like that? Because if you have a little bit of substance on your hand, it makes the ball move a certain way. So you can have a day where literally you're unhittable because of that substance. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I know all the tricks to what the pitchers have to do. What the pitchers have as an advantage because I was a pitcher, so I know. All right, so pretty much let's go ahead and talk about them Dodgers. Dodgers 9-9. They were able to get back to 500 last night, but at the end of the day, it's still something that we tell ourselves is like, will the Dodgers, when are the Dodgers going to just go off? And as I told Jeff on his show earlier today, the Dodgers literally are a team that plays a lot better when they kind of struggle to start the season off. All right. And so pretty much I would say that the Dodgers will start making their big move once we get to May. Right now, the Dodgers are trying to go ahead and make sure that they finish up this series at home 3-3. Because if they don't beat the Mets today, they would drop 4 out of 6 here. Dodgers don't want to get into that state of things where home starts becoming like pulling teeth. The Dodgers are already in for a very, unique type of series this weekend with the Cubs. They're playing 4 games with a team that they just beat them 2 out of 3. Then they go to Pittsburgh. And you know what? Pittsburgh actually split with the Dodgers last year, from what I remember. And you guys got to remember, Pittsburgh actually came to LA last year and swept the Dodgers. So, these are going to be a tough 7 games because Pittsburgh is actually a little bit better right now. The Cubs are playing good baseball as well, too. So these next 7 games are going to be a little different for the Dodgers. And also, the Dodgers aren't playing at night in this Cubs series. Most of these games start 3 of these games start at 11:20 Pacific time, but that's a 1:20 start in Chicago, and they're going to do this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the Dodgers are going to be a part of a day schedule type situation. None of these games are at night, and then they go to Pittsburgh, and they'll wrap it up in Pittsburgh, get it, and finally get an actual day off on Monday. So the Dodgers, as I said before, they've only been off twice this month. At this point, the Dodgers have only been off like twice this month. So pretty much actually it'll be their second time being off on Monday. So the Dodgers really are a team that's kind of dealing with not having a break. And it's all good because I still feel like we're getting out all the little kinks from spring training. It's that simple. We don't know who our team is yet because we don't have the outfield solidified. We don't have third base solidified. We don't have shortstop solidified, but the Dodgers are still at 500. So that just goes to show you how good this team is. But my big gripe is, and my big improvement, what needs to improve is the Dodgers middle relief. At the end of the day, the Dodgers middle relief has lost them about 4 of these games that they lost. Starting pitching is pretty good, but it's just really tough with this middle relief group. And I'm going to call out the 2 prime suspects, Alex Vesia and Andre Jackson. These guys got to be much better, or they need to get prepared to be sent back down to AAA or be ready to be optioned for waivers. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, these guys are not cutting it. So pretty much we have ourselves a very fun season ahead of us, but we're going to have to figure some things out. And I just truly do think that the Dodgers do need to be looking into adding some middle relief at this point. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. At this point right now, though, the Dodgers are still down 2-1. And then there is the Mets do have somebody on third base as well, too, right now. Who's on third base for the Mets right now? Brett Beatty, their heralded rookie, is on third base right now. So pretty much, hopefully the Dodgers can go ahead and try to close this one out. And they know that they really need this win. They're trying to close this inning out. You got Yancy Almonte on the mound as we speak. So we'll see how it goes and see how it shakes out. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our previews, our MLB Wednesday night. We only got 4 games available because we got most of the games going right now. Let me go ahead and give you guys some quick final scores. We got the Rays, who won 8-0 this morning. We had them with the 1.5 on the matinee pick 6. Matinee pick 6, that's whenever we have games that start before noon. I always call them the matinee pick 6 because that's what those games are called. They're matinee games. We had the Tigers on a small dog bet. They wound up losing their game by 1 in their spot. We also had, we had the plus 1.5 with the Tigers, so we covered that. So Rays, Tigers, those are cash 'em tickets right there. The under 7.5 with the Giants and the Marlins, that happened as well too. Our dog of the day, Diamondbacks, wound up losing 14-5. Also in the Phillies game, we wound up not getting the over. We missed it by 2 runs. It winds up going under the 8.5. The game finishes up 5-2. And then for my clients, I had them on the premium today with the under 9.5 with the Rangers and the Royals. I was trying to take advantage of the matchup between Martin Garcia and with with Brady Singer, Martin Perez and Brady Singer, because these are two of the better pitchers on staff for both of these teams. But Brady Singer got absolutely blasted today. So that's why we wound up not getting it the way that we wanted to today. Winds up being 12-3. But Texas sent a good message here. They absolutely dominated the Royals throughout that series. The Royals only scored 3 runs. They only scored 6 runs because they got shut out yesterday. I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to see their last this whole series right now, but that's pretty crazy. They scored 12 twice on Kansas City, so they wound up actually scoring 28 runs to 5 in this series. That's dreadful. That's awful. And also quick news. Okay. And the Warriors are not making it seem like it's not a big deal right now, but they're looking at getting rid of Draymond. Like, seriously, like if they lose this series, they're getting rid of him. You know, you just lost the job. And stop looking at the Lakers to save them, because they're not. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the first game. Angels, Yankees. This is going to be a good one. Griffin Cannon is on the mound today. And Johnny Brito is trying to make up for what happened last week as well, too. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely trying to make up for what happened last week with that assault and battery that was laid out to him on the by the Twins. So Johnny Brito, the young pup, wants to get that one back. So today, this is a pretty good matchup for the Angels and the Yankees. Cannon is looking to go ahead and get his first win of the season. He pitched pretty good against the Nats. He gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, but he struck out 4, and he has an ERA of 3.60. Now, he hasn't played much in the last few years. He only had 14 starts back in 2021 before they had to shut it down. He missed all of 2022. But before that, he had the glimpses of somebody who could be a very good pitcher moving forward for the Angels. But he was doing this in spot time as well, too. So now it's pretty much official, and hopefully it can be something that is very forthright for this guy moving forward. He is a local guy in Orange County from Mission Viejo, so it means a lot to him. Johnny Brito, as I said before, was absolutely studly in his first 2 starts against the Giants in Baltimore. He combined for 8 strikeouts and only gave up 1 run and only gave up 5 hits. Well, all that went out the window when he played Minnesota last week. Like I said, he only could get 2 outs before he was pulled. He gave up 7 runs on 6 hits last week, and he gave up a walk as well, too. So he wants to really bounce back today in this spot as well, too. But when I look at the way that this game is shaping up, I truly do feel like this one does wind up being another one where we can just go ahead, lay back, and watch the scoreboard. And I like the over here because Cannon's making his second start today. You're going to have him take on this Yankee team that's kind of going through it as well too. Stanton just was confirmed that he'll be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. So, they have that kind of lingering as well too. So there's just a lot of things questions that you have for the Yankees. So I don't really want to pick a side here. I'm just going to go ahead and take it for what it is, and I feel like it's going to be an over game tonight in the Bronx. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll move forward from there. But, yeah, that's some rough news with Stanton going out already because, you wanted Stanton to be real healthy this year, but it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be really, really tough. And the funniest thing about Stanton is pretty much now just a DH. He'll be in the outfield sometimes, but right now he's just pretty much a designated hitter. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's move forward and jump into our next game, which is going to be this one right here. It's going to be the Orioles and the Nats. And once again, Josiah Gray has a hell of a day and winds up losing the game 1-0. He didn't get the 3rd game in a row. The Nats get shut out, and they get him no runs. He gave up 3 in one, he gave up 1 in another, and he gave up 1 in this one. And I'm just like, wow, can you guys get this man some runs? He's such a good pitcher, and you guys are wasting him every single time he goes out. Like, dude, get the man some runs. The guy should be 2-1 right now. So literally yesterday, once again, they fall short because they could not get any runs for some good pitching. So the Nats have shown us that they do have some good young pitchers. They've taken a lot from the Padres and the Dodgers, 2 teams that have one of the more, who have some of the most heralded minor league programs in baseball. So this team is going to build to be really good, or they're going to build to just get more assets. But the talent is somewhat there in the pitching department, but they need to get some runs. And that is the bottom line. It's that simple. But, all in all today, they got Mackenzie Gore on the mound. He's going against Bradish. I think Bradish is a guy who's decent, but he's a guy that can get hit as well, too. He's not a guy that they have in there to pitch a lot of innings. Last time out, he only pitched inning in 2/3, but he did well. He struck out 2, only walked 1, and gave up 1 hit. So this is going to be a day of relief pitchers for the Orioles. I don't trust their relief pitchers, to be honest with you. So I think all in all today, this one will wind up being, and actually, I think what happened is that they just pulled him out early because he had some issue with them. I think that he'll be able to pitch the whole game because I'm looking at his stats from last year. He pitched 117 innings. So that means that he is going to probably go a little bit longer today. It was a foot issue last time. So that's why Bradish was pulled out that game. And that game was on April 4th as well, too. So he's been down for 2 weeks. So pretty much this is his first game back. I don't trust him in the spot. Mackenzie Gore, probably the best pitcher going for the Nats right now. He's 2-0 on the year. He won his first 2 starts, but it was a no decision last time out. But he pitched very well. He's averaging 6 strikeouts a game, and he's only given up so many runs as well, too. He only gave up 5 runs in total on the season, only gave up 2 in the last game as well. So, I feel like they may have the better pitcher in this spot because he just did a lot better in these first 3 games, even though he didn't get to pitch all of the game against the Angels, but still he was good that day. So pretty much I'm going to go ahead and take the run line, and I'm going to take the +1.5 on the Nats since they can't score any runs, but they seem to keeping games within 1 run. So I'm going to just take them with the +1.5 and hope for the best. All right, so let's move forward to our next spot. That's going to be this one right here. It's going to be the Twins and the Red Sox. Twins and Red Sox. This should be a fun one. Yesterday, we had the Red Sox. Red Sox wound up winning that game. Chris Sale had himself a good day yesterday. Red Sox wound up coming back, winning that game 5-4. Today, we go with Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is absolutely nuts right now. The guy has wound up the guy is actually pitching out of his mind at this moment. He's actually averaging almost 8.5 strikeouts a game. He got 10 strikeouts back-to-back against the 2 teams that played in the American League Championship Series last night and last year in Houston and New York. So he is absolutely studding right now because the thing is he's only given up 6 runs on the season, and his big runs game was the one where he gave up 4 to Houston, but they still won that game. He's started every start that he has a win to it. So this guy is somebody that you look at and say to yourself, I can definitely trust him today in this game. But you then look at the Red Sox and you say they got a former Cy Young on the mound in Corey Kluber. Kluber's 0-3 on the season, and he actually probably had a pretty decent outing last time, but they were playing against Tampa Bay. So things happen. You know what I mean? And he went 4 2/3, and he gave 4 runs in that game, but he had his most strikeouts on the season as well, too. He struck out 7. So that's something to look at as well. And I truly do think what happens in this spot tonight is that the hard-throwing Joe Ryan figures out a way to get win number 4 tonight and continues his good little run of the strikeouts, because we all know that Boston is a high strikeout team. And I think this works out very well for Ryan in this spot because he's been absolutely filthy on the mound these last two games specifically. All right, so let's move forward and jump into the nightcap, which is going to be the Blue Jays and the Astros, which is a good pitching matchup where you have Jose Barrios, who's trying to get things together here, 7.98 ERA. Then you got Luis Garcia, who's struggling this year, 7.71 ERA, 0-2 on the season. Last time out, he gave up 5 runs and over 7 Ks, and he walked 2 as well, 2 on 6 hits. And this was against the Rangers actually last weekend. So pretty much he's trying to bounce back from that big time. Now, Barrios is getting better. He lost his first 2 starts of the year, and then he was able to bounce back last weekend against the Rays and going 5 innings, and he only gave up 1 run, struck out 6 there. So, Barrios just had to go ahead and kind of calm down from what's been going on. Spring training wise, get yourself comfortable within the season. And I think that's very key. Luis Garcia is just kind of dealing with the fact that he's not getting enough run support. And, guys are just falling short because you need more run support. Now, he was really good last time out, but he gave up runs, though, even though he struck out 7. So this guy, when you look at his ERA over the years, his ERA just keeps going up, okay? And so you don't know if he's on a down spiral or is it just April? So we'll see how it goes. He was absolutely tremendous last year, though, 15-8 at the end of the day, and he struck out 157. So, with that 3.72 ERA, it kind of comes with the territory, and he pitched the most innings ever in his career last year as well. But they're going to need him to step it up big because he is a vital part to what this team wants to do moving forward. But as I said, since day one, it's going to be tough for this team to do much of anything without Altuve. Altuve will be back in a few weeks. So we'll see how they respond when Altuve gets back into the lineup. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and take the under in this spot. I feel like both pitchers will be on their A game today, and I feel like the under is the best bet in this game. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves one last commercial break. And when I get back, we're going to talk about the MLB late pick 4. And then we're also going to talk about the bets that I have for the game Tuesday night. So stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, here we are. We are back. Let's go ahead and jump into your favorite subject, my favorite subject, and that's going to be talking tickets. All right, so let's go ahead and talk those tickets. All right, so first, let's go ahead and jump into the MLB PrimeTime PK4 for today. We got a 10-1 ticket here, over 9 with the Angels and the Yankees, the plus 1.5 with the Nats today. Also got the Twins with the minus 135, and then we wrap it up with the under 9 with the Blue Jays and the Astros today. And that's going to be a 10-1 ticket right there. We barely got double digits on this one, so usually when I barely get double digits on a ticket, it's usually a pretty good ticket. So, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. Hopefully I can get you guys this 10-1 today, and then you come back and say, you know what, Pop, I'm ready to sign up and become an exclusive client. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be eating off baseball all summer long. So don't miss the money. Seriously, do not miss the money, because I ain't giving out nothing but value when it comes to baseball. All right, so let's go ahead, jump into these NBA games. Lakers Grizzlies game, 2 bets. You know that I'm betting the Lakers tonight. I already said, I already gave you guys the war speech that tonight the Lakers just need to go ahead and not worry about just being a split. They need to go in here and absolutely send a message to the rest of the NBA that their butts are cooked. All right, so pretty much we have the over 115 first half as well. And then, you know what? I got the Grizzlies jumping out to an early lead against the Lakers, getting their crowd a little excited, and then getting complacent for the rest of the game. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. All right, we have the Bucks -8 tonight. I know nephew said that, you know, Giannis is doubtful and everything like that, but I think that we still going to know at the end of the day if he's really going to go or not. From what I'm hearing, he's a 50-50 with him tilting towards actually playing tonight. So they'll let us know in about, I would say the game starts at 6. They'll let us know no later than 4:30 what the exact situation is going to be. And then I got the Bucks leading in the first half with the 4.5 points as well. So I need them up by 5 at the end of the half. And then I do have this first quarter going over as well too, but it's going to be because of the Bucks, not because of the Heat. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward to the final ticket. And it's going to be the Wolves and the Nuggets game, 2 bets. Tonight, I like the over 222. And then I like the Wolves with the +200 first half. And then we're going to go ahead and end this with the Wolves +3 first quarter. So we trying to go ahead and get us some of that plus money tonight. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But that's going to be that. And that's going to be a wrap on today's show as well, too. I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in. You guys are the absolute best. And tomorrow I'll be back. Most likely the show will be no later than 1 o'clock tomorrow, but I'll confirm on the Twitter for you guys. And also tomorrow I'll be doing the Mike Abadir show at 4 p.m. Pacific time as well, too, on Voice America. So make sure you don't miss out on that. I know that he's going to be really excited about his Sacramento Kings and everything tomorrow. And I know that I'm going to have to talk about the Draymond situation again. So that's going to be that. And as I always say, bet with your head and not with your heart. The movement is moving, and this is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.